Well, he's a good friend to have on your side, and US President Barack Obama has urged international creditors to give more support to Greece. The troubled Eurozone nation is already grappling with huge debts and high unemployment. And with President-elect Donald Trump saying that Greece is Germany's problem, what does the future hold for Greece? Arabella Munro reports.
While Obama did make sure he had some time for sightseeing, the top priority for the Greek government during his visit was debt relief. Despite a third bailout package agreed in mid-2015 worth $93 billion, Athens says it needs long-term debt restructuring to get through its worst economic downturn for generations.
You'll continue to have the full support of the United States. And at the same time, I will continue to urge creditors to take the steps needed to put Greece on a path towards sustained economic recovery.
But what Obama didn't say is whether he'll make that a priority before he leaves office in January. The president's leverage with creditors has been reduced by Donald Trump's election to office. The Republican president-elect last year said he wouldn't get involved in Greece's finances. He'd stay back and let Germany handle it. But the Greek Prime Minister is optimistic.
We hope that the labours and sacrifices of the Greek people will bring results very soon, and we will have positive developments to the important issues that lie ahead of us in the negotiation concerning the debt crisis and with our partners which concern all of Europe and the global economy.
Obama's visit came at a hopeful moment for the country. Its economy has come out of recession for the first time since 2014 after 2 straight quarters of growth. But its unemployment rate is still the worst in Europe, with nearly a quarter of adults not working. Hardest hit are young people. Half are without jobs. Just outside these civilities, the scene was quite different. Thousands of people marched in Athens in anti-American protests, with some focusing their criticism on the president-elect. The demonstrations later turned violent. Obama has flown to Germany on the next stop of what was supposed to be a triumphant farewell tour. But now he'll need to reassure US allies that his unpredictable successor will maintain the country's strategic relationships. Arabella Munro, TRT World.
Well, Panos Tsakloglou is a professor at Athens University, and he joins us live from the Greek capital now. Panos, thank you for joining us on Money Talks. You were at the speech today. Just briefly, what was your impression in these final few months of President Barack Obama?
I think that it was a monumental speech, this one. It was concerned with current problems. However, the main topic of the theme was slightly different. It was describing basically the superiority of democracy vis-à-vis other forms of governance.
And what did you make of his message both to creditors and his advice to Greece?
I think it was quite clear. He was urging the Greek government to stay in the path of structural reforms and our creditors to attempt, let's say, some generous restructuring of the Greek debt, giving debt relief to the country so as to proceed, let's say, with a growth process that will be, let's say, very beneficial for the reduction of unemployment in the country.
But we've already heard very quickly after Obama's appeal to creditors from the German finance minister, Wolfgang Schäuble, and he is saying that giving Greece any further debt relief would be a disservice. They're not prepared to do this.
I think that this is clearly an exaggeration. It is very clear that Greece owes money to Germany, not to the United States. As a result, Germans are the ones who are the kingmakers in this case. However, I have the feeling that everybody understands that the Greek debt is unsustainable, and as a result, sooner or later, some form of debt relief will take place.
Well, Donald Trump seems to think it is also Germany's prerogative, Germany's problem. You were very impressed by President Barack Obama. Are you concerned by his successor?
I am concerned, I should admit, not only for vis-à-vis his position to Greece, but regarding his position in several other topics of the international economy. But on the specific question of Greece, I have the feeling that it will be some form of continuation of policy. The United States is a great economy. Normally, there is continuation of policies from one president to another, and we have, I anticipate, like in several other topics, that Donald Trump, once in power, will change his position and will take a milder kind of a position regarding Greece's problems, Greek debt in particular.
And finally, and just briefly, has the United States overall, since the crisis began, been of help or hindrance to Greece?
Oh, it was an enormously helpful country for Greece. In several instances, in very crucial moments, the United States intervened and helped keeping Greece in the euro. I can just tell you, let's say, that back in 2010, it was the help of Timothy Geithner, who was at that time the finance minister of the United States, that was of crucial importance for convincing the rest of the IMF to participate in the program and to convince our European partners as well. And also in two other crucial moments, one in 2012 when there was the first restructuring of the Greek debt, and especially in 2015 that Greece was just on a whisker before exiting the euro. At that time, the help and the support of United States and President Obama in particular was of crucial importance.
Panos Tsakloglou, thank you very much for joining us this evening from Athens. Thank you.